All right, so last week was my first week trading my funded accounts with Apex. We had ended that week with one account almost being blown and the other account having a small profit on the week. So the goal for this week was simple. Get the first account out of drawdown and then build upon profit on the second account. However, I had to do all of this while recovering from wisdom teeth surgery. So let's see how it went. All right, so the footage from Monday may or may not have got corrupt. So I won't go over the performance and the stats wise, but really quickly, I kind of want to talk about my philosophy behind these funded accounts. So with these funded accounts, there's one big thing that you gotta keep in mind, and that's the 30% consistency rule. The 30% consistency rule is just basically saying at the time of withdrawal, whatever the amount you are about to withdraw, your best trading day can't be 30% more than. So for simple math, let's use $1,000. Say you want to withdraw $1,000 and your best trading day was over $300. Let's say your best trading day was like I don't know, $365. You violated the 30% consistency rule. So, of course, Apex 4.0 is now 50% instead of 30%. But still, I'm on Legacy account. I got funded with Legacy, so I have to keep in mind the 30% consistency. Now, that basically means for me, if I want to withdraw about 2,500, or if I want to withdraw when my account balance is at 52,600, I need to maximum daily shoot for $600 to $700 per day. So that in mind, let's get into Monday's stats. So on my first funded account, I was able to profit about $592. It was a pretty much one and done day. Given the fact that I was so close to that 30% like consistency rule limit for my daily take profit, I always call it, if I just get one trade that's a winner, I'm done on that account. So now keep in mind, that account was the account that was in drawdown. And before that trade, we was in drawdown about $491. So that one trade alone took us out of drawdown for that account, which is pretty good. That's goal one of the week. So far, we're doing pretty good on the first goal for the week. Now, when I switched over to the second account, I wasn't able to get the same luck. The second account, I had took one trade and had lost about $372. I had called it there because it was already 10:30 for me. That's my time for me to usually get off the chart. So for Monday results, that leaves us at, for the first account, a profit of $592 on the first account. However, for the second account, we had a loss of $372 on the account. So kind of ironic. First day, one account gets out of drawdown, but the other account gets into drawdown. So I guess that's trading. Now, I did not trade Tuesday or Wednesday because Tuesday I had my operation to get my wisdom teeth removed. And practically, I did not want to trade beforehand just because my surgery was like at 11 a.m. Wednesday, I was in so much pain, I decided to stay away from the charts and get as much rest as possible. I still went to work that day, which is contradictory to like the whole getting rest part, but I didn't trade Tuesday or Wednesday. However, Thursday was the last trading day for the week. And I needed to do one thing: get the second account out of drawdown now and build upon the profit that we made on Monday for the first account. Luckily, I'm not a complete imbecile, so this week I was able to have footage. But there was something very funny happening. So I don't know if you see here on Bookmap, you probably see this order just kind of moving around. So there was this order of like 55 contracts that was almost kind of trying to like attract price. I believe this is called spoofing, but I don't know too much about it. But it was just really funny to watch because it was like he was trying to play tag with the market. That was my first time like actually paying attention to it. However, after a little ranging, I had seen these highs right here. I had seen good delta that I had liked, plus on top of the fact, strong CVD and raising levels higher, liquidity higher, I should say, to make me want to go for this long and look for the breakout here. I put my stops right below this candle because if we had reversed in this candle and this candle turned red, this isn't a trade that I want to be in, let alone hold for longer than, what, 15, 20 points. Luckily, we got a good, nice little move, and it moved to 10 points and a 20-point take profit rather quickly. So that was the first trade for our first funded account, the one that we had just got out of drawdown. So we were starting to build up some profit. Doesn't show over here on the chart with Apex, but you can see right here, April 2nd, we took that trade, made a nice little profit of $592. Now it's time to switch over to our second account, the one that is in drawdown. So my goal was very, very simple. Look for good setups and be patient. So the first trade I was gonna take, I was hunting for a win. However, the quality and the criteria for the setups that I was looking for severely dropped after seeing this massive candle here. immediately FOMO started to kick in. I was looking for a buy above these highs, and what was really interesting was the raging level or the liquidity higher at 950. I was like, all right, cool. I want to take a shot. I can have a really tight stop here below these lows, and we should see a push above, right? No, we did not see a push above. We quickly got stopped out for $357. So as price started to form a little bit of a range, something started to get a little bit interesting to me. Of course, we still had the liquidity a little bit higher at 970. That was interesting, but Delta was starting to get a little bit strong as well in the mid part of this candle. I wanted to see on the next candle, hopefully, a pop out above these highs. If we were going to get a strong candle here, what I was going to look for was a continuation. Usually when we're ranging, right, and we get a strong candle like this, if we fall back into the range, we're not ready to break out yet. However, if we take that bet that that second candle is going to follow in the direction of the first candle, you can sometimes make some money from it. So this is what I was waiting for. I was patiently looking at Delta, and as soon as I seen Delta starting to get strong like this, I was very interested in taking the buys right above here. And right here, when Delta started climbing about 50, 60 is where I popped my interest. Stops, again, very, very tight. I wanted to put it right here because if we started to come down here, that means we would have fell right back into the range. And of course, well, rather quickly, our take profit got hit. Now the second trade didn't register like in the trade history, which is weird, but we did end up securing a win. There were like 2 other trades that I didn't share in the screen recording. However, our total for the day did end up at about $458. So as far as the first account, Thursday we was able to make a profit of about $592. And on the second funded account, we were able to make a profit of about $458. Now, where does that put the accounts overall for the week? The second account is about 50,400, and now the first account is at about. So this week we was able to get that first account out of drawdown and in profit. And the second account, well, we was able to build off of it a little bit by maybe $100. So now let's go over the goals for next week. That's going to be important. PA1 is at about 50,700. Let's just round at 700. And PA2 is at about 50,450. So what is my goal going into next week? Hopefully I can get this account maybe into the 5,100. So my goal is to get this first account to build upon a profit anywhere from 51,000 to 51,500. Be good progress. And I'm hoping I can have a really good week on the second as well too, and just end up getting both of these to 51,000 or 51,500. Now, realistically speaking, all right, if I have 2 good one and done days, I can pretty much do this goal easily. But here's the thing about the markets, you never know what's really gonna happen, especially with the war going on right now. It's a little tough to try and trade these markets because it's very, very volatile. I mean, I think the VIX has been averaging like maybe 26, 27. Yeah, the VIX has been averaging over the last 5 days, probably around 25, which is on the higher end. We're in the extreme fear times right now. Another thing that I am looking to do this week is I am looking to purchase 5 more eval accounts. With Apex does have like a 90% promotion right now, and I think it's like $19.70 for like the intraday trail and drawdown. Intraday is fine. I don't really, mind the intraday trail and drawdown like most traders do. Another thing I noticed as well too is like having more evals like gives me kind of like the ease of mind knowing that like, oh, if something happens to these funded accounts, I could just go get another one. I'm, pretty confident in my ability to pass these evals now, unlike I was like maybe 2 years ago or even a year ago, maybe 6 months ago too. It was pretty nervous back then. It was a pretty big deal passing evals actually, which is crazy now that I think about it. But yeah, now it's all about just kind of rinsing and repeating. My goal is I really wish I can like pass like 3 more funded accounts because I am not on track to hit my goal at all right now, and I need to start, kicking it up into second gear, but not like blowing it, If you're interested in knowing like what my goals is for trading this year, you can watch, I don't know if a card's gonna pop up or anything like that, but you can watch the video on me breaking down my goal at 73,000. It goes into like how I'm breaking down the goal, how I'm gonna go about it, and then like what I need to aim for monthly. Next video, we're gonna be talking about probably a quarterly review, being that the first quarter of the year is already over, and we're gonna look into what expenses we have gotten so far and stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any video ideas, suggestions, any recommendations, any advice, drop them in the comment sections below. I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and see you guys next time. Until the last time, be a problem solver. And yeah, pray for me and my wisdom teeth. And I'm feeling a lot better now.